Okay, in this episode we're going to shoot down the claim that KJV is perfect also. This time with reference to a frequent comment that's made by KJV only people that they're picking the so-called Textus Receptus, which is right here, because it's less Catholic than the prior versions. And you're going to find out right here, right now, that that's a big lie. Okay, if you've already seen the Erasmus videos, you know that Erasmus was a part of the Reformers in the beginning, and he actually rebelled against them, so he became part of the Counter-Reformation because he was on the side of the Catholic Church. And he went so far as to take the Latin Catholic Vulgate and back translate it into Greek and pass that off, sort of, as, you know, the Bible. Okay? Instead of using the real Bible, which he couldn't get his hands on all of it, he instead took the Latin Catholic Vulgate and back translated it into Greek in order to get a complete Greek text. Now, for his immediate audience, that wasn't an issue because they knew how to read the Greek too, and they knew the differences. But for people that are ignorant, like the KJV only people, this is going to matter because the Catholic Erasmus was using the Catholic Latin Vulgate in order to create a Greek New Testament. And we're going to see evidence of that right here. Okay? This is the Textus Receptus. And here in the Textus Receptus, we have, remember when we saw the James 4:5, you do not have capitals? Well, Peter's name is capitalized. See, it says, thou art Peter in the KJV. This is the Greek word that's being translated as Peter. Okay? And here's the Latin, Petrus. So our dear boy, Erasmus, or the text he's using, is capitalizing Peter's name. Okay, now he's not the only one guilty of doing that. Alright, this is the Byzantine majority text. And remember, all the texts are Catholic. So they all do this. They play this game. And in the video description on the sidebar, I literally track the history of them playing a game on the text. They actually distort the text by capitalizing Peter, and they invent a word that didn't exist in Latin, Petrus. This word did not exist in Latin in the 1st century AD. They created it in order to make Peter look like the Pope. And I did like 40 videos on that, which will, the video description link to the playlist will be in the sidebar in the video description. Okay, but here we're looking at the actual text where this is done. Okay, Petra should not be capitalized because it's in Greek. It's not a capital word. It's not a capital word, and you're going to see that right here because there's only one text in the family of texts that actually gets it right, and that's here. This is Tischendorf's. Tischendorf's text is also, of course, a Catholic text. It was found at St. Catherine's Monastery. There were two texts he found. The first one was actually being used, it was a palimpsest, being used to light fires. In other words, it was the Bible being used to light fires. Someone had erased the Bible, written some stupid notes over it, and then were trashing it by using it to light fires. It's a fire starter. There was also a guy in the same monastery who had secreted a whole copy of the Bible. And I'm not sure if the one Tischendorf got was the leftover of the palimpsest or that copy from the monk who had hidden it in his cell. What I do know is that he sold what he got, or he gave what he got to the Tsar of Russia, and then Russia sold what we now call Codex B. I think it's Codex B is the right title, to the British in 1917. Lenin sold it because, of course, he didn't care about the Bible either. But this is the one family of texts that's got it right. Petros is not capitalized. It means little chip in Greek. Okay, let me show you that. It's only in deference to the King James. Oh, I'll have to show it here. Wait a minute. It's not indexed to that, but it's indexed here. Okay? All right, a stone. Okay, it's not really a ledge or cliff. That's Petra. So this was, Thayer is just saying how people are using it. All right, but if you go down here, okay, It was not a name pre-Christian. All right? It means little pebble. Not sure where in these lexicons I can find that to show it quickly. But you can Google on it and find out that there are a lot of people who know that it means pebble. Peter even uses his own name that way in his own letter. He uses it as a synonym for lithos. It's somewhere in here. I'll have to put a link in the sidebar where, because they do know, but it means really a pebble, not just a stone. It means a little stone. Okay, versus Petra. Oh, I covered that in the videos in the sidebar. The difference between Petra and Petros. I showed the lexicons of where it is. Okay, so Petros is not to be capitalized, and the only one who got that right, let me move this, is Tischendorf's copy of the verse in Matthew 16:18. Okay? That is a 4th century manuscript, whereas our dear boy here, Erasmus's text, is 16th century. And of course, by then, for centuries, Peter's name had been capitalized. They switched it around in the Greek. But that was not the way it was in the original. This is preserving the original right here. Okay? So the King James is Catholic. Thou art Peter, and upon this rock. No, it's not rock here. This is not rock. This is bedrock. Petra.